Rappers revealed that Lil Durk is being released from jail thanks to a clever move by his lawyer. A viral tweet said, "Durk's lawyer just pulled off the sneakiest bond proposal I've ever seen. We're really about to see him out before GTA." The well-known rap attorney Lawyers for Workers later shared the update on Instagram.
In the Little Durk case, his lawyer Drew Finling not giving up on the application for a bond. Now, they were denied last week by a magistrate judge. In federal court, you have a magistrate judge and a district judge. The district judge is on top of the magistrate judge. So if the magistrate judge denies you, you can ask the district judge to take a look at it. That's what his lawyers are doing here. I think this is a good decision because, quite frankly, in front of the magistrate judge who denied Little Durk, Drew Finling could have pulled a rabbit out of a hat, and that magistrate judge would have remanded the rabbit. You have to consider the fact, and I hope the district judge will, that this case, as pled several months ago, has been significantly watered down in terms of how it's being pled against Durk, where you used to have an allegation that we, the government, are going to prove to you exactly who he paid the bounty to. Now the government's saying, oh, we're not going to be able to do that.
As Mo mentioned, the so-called villain judge denied Durk's previous bail request instantly, given the serious nature of his Kaisa clear-cut murder-for-hire charge. However, Durk now has another shot at freedom after a new judge approved a June 2nd court hearing to review his third bail proposal set at $2.7 million. This time, the hearing will be with the main judge. And what unfolded during his last court appearance could play a key role in securing his release.
Update on Little Durk. He had his bond hearing today. He looked good. He looked like he was in good spirits. No crazy weight gain or anything like that. He looked good. The judge was on the same vibe she was on last time, which is that, wait, they're saying murder for hire. They're saying you put bounties up. They're saying you ordered. They're saying this. I'm saying that's going to be no bond. There's basically no argument you can make to this judge in a murder for hire case to get a bond. Is that the prosecution's case has taken two major hits. One, the prosecution has had to abandon their allegation that he rapped and celebrated about this murder, that he put these lyrics out talking about, oh yeah, I got you, you out here screaming no, no, crying in the street. The prosecution had to back away from that allegation. It was proven false. They need that allegation.
What could actually lead to Durk's release is the fact that prosecutors have been tearing down their own evidence against him. Ironically, by weakening their own case seemingly in an effort to prevent him from getting bond, they may have unintentionally strengthened his chances of being released.
The other allegation they backed away from, which is huge, shows the weakening of the case. Previously, the prosecution had alleged that Durk paid the bounty through one of his co-defendants, and they named the co-defendant. Now they've backed off that allegation. They're not actually saying that Durk paid the bounty through the co-defendant or anyone else. And the fact that they're not saying that suggests that previously they thought they were going to be able to prove that he paid the bounty through this guy, and now they know we're not going to be able to prove that he paid the bounty through this guy.
As he pointed out, the case is falling apart for the prosecutors, who are no longer allowed to use Durk's lyrics. Because of this, Durk's lawyer dismissed the entire charge as a joke. The feds originally relied on lyric evidence, but now they've stopped using it altogether.
The case is as follows. So there was an indictment. It did not name him, right? It named others, and then there was an unindicted person. And then 3 weeks later, that indictment was called the first superseding indictment, and it does name him. The indictment was identical, except the unnamed person now became Durk Banks. And this is the really important part after. The second indictment, what's called the first superseding indictment, only had one new fact. It had one new fact, and that was it alleged that there was a video by Durk that celebrated and monetized this.
Knowing there's barely any evidence against Lil Durk, Drew began asking around the rap industry about the songs the feds planned to use. He quickly realized that tracks were old and shouldn't be relevant in court, which could be used to show the judge that prosecutors are scrambling and unsure of their case.
We got the indictment. We noticed, and we started hearing from people in the music world. People are like, this doesn't really make sense. That song, those lyrics were done a long time before that. I mean, we were hearing it from all different directions. We were hearing it studio people. We were hearing it people that wear suits to work every day, executives. Yep. And so we were like, we got to get to work. We got to figure this out.
Because of all this, Durk's lawyers stated they're ready to take the case the distance, even though new charges could complicate things. On Thursday, a California grand jury indicted Lil Durk on a new count of stalking resulting in death, to the death of Quando Rondo's cousin in August 2022. Despite this, Durk's lawyer remained unfazed and made it clear that if a plea deal is offered, they won't be accepting it.
Likelihood of a plea. I think a lot of people have seen like this. Seems like it's a do or this is kind of like it's going to be like a 1 or 0 type of situation. You're either are or you're not. Is Durk, from your understanding, or you as a lawyer right now, as his criminal attorney, are you open to possible conversations about plea deals? Are you thinking, no, we're going all the way? Would you entertain it? Just entertain it? Because that's your job to listen to it and make present to Durk, or that's just off the table?
It's a conspiracy commitment case. It's an all or nothing case. If you would not participate in a conspiracy, so there is no alternative. A life sentence, potential life sentence. So this case is going to 12 people.
They're prepared to take the case all the way for one key reason. Durk's legal team is holding on to a strategic defense they believe will ultimately win the case. That strategy, arguing that everything Lil Durk does online, whether in music, interviews, or tweets, is protected under his First Amendment right to free speech.
The First Amendment, right? That this violates the First Amendment. Can you talk about that?
Right, for sure. I mean, I'm expressing myself. I can say the things that I want to say in a rap record or any kind of record. And you can go back and there's country records, and there are pop records, and there are R&B records that talk about all kinds of things. It's just that there's this notion that with hip hop, quote, glorifying that suddenly now we're going to use these things to prosecute them. But does that mean that the free speech, First Amendment, has gone away? No, absolutely not. He can absolutely rap about what he wants to rap about, and that doesn't mean just because the story is public.
Given how strong Durk's case is starting to look, even legal experts online are weighing in, with some suggesting he might walk free just like Young Thug did.
We've seen it happen quite a bit. I don't know that I'd say it's been persuasive. I think the biggest example we look at is Young Thug down in Atlanta. They took a lot of his lyrics, and even though technically speaking, ultimately they got a conviction, he actually walked out on time served. Most of the people that were prosecuted didn't end up being convicted, and I don't think anybody would call that prosecution a successful prosecution. And so, you've got freedom of speech issues. Does it mean that just because I'm saying something in a rap song, and typically it is a rap song, does that mean that I actually did something? And this is an extra interesting twist here because Lil Durk's attorney is saying, well, this song is actually released months before.
He also pointed out that the prosecutors clearly don't grasp rap culture, something seen in many similar cases, including Young Thug's. All Lil Durk's lawyers need to do now is lean on his First Amendment rights, and the case could fall apart.
Yeah, and I'll go out on a limb and say that sometimes prosecutors don't necessarily understand hip-hop culture. It's almost like a text without context. So you got to really understand the time, the place, the audience. Sometimes they might speak in ways that seem direct to somebody that's outside of the culture, but doesn't necessarily, but can mean several things to someone inside the culture. So it would certainly be a flub, big time, right? But it wouldn't be the first time that such a thing has happened where somebody looking through the window, particularly of hip-hop culture, doesn't understand what's being said other than their desire to do something.
However, digging deeper into the new charge against Lil Durk reveals a much darker twist. Prosecutors have pointed to one of the most unsettling coincidences yet Durk rapped in a song. Asterisk, look on the news and see your son screaming. No. Where? Asterisk, shockingly, Quando was actually seen on the news, visibly distraught and screaming. No, in a scene that mirrors the lyrics almost exactly.
Now the search is on for 3 people who police hate at a Savannah rapper a member of his entourage. It happened in Los Angeles, and cameras captured the aftermath. This man, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight.
If prosecutors dropped this evidence, it raises serious questions about the strength of their case. After reviewing court files, I uncovered an important update often overlooked: over 230 gigabytes of digital evidence, including audio, surveillance footage, and 20,000 pages of reports are still being processed for discovery. This evidence reportedly comes from an informant within F-Camp, known as Jam. A court update also revealed that the feds believe Lil Durk paid to have two people taken out: Stefan Matt, who targeted Durk's brother Defong, and F. Jam's baby mom, who tragically passed away after Jam wore a wire on Durk. Authorities see Jam as the key witness to implicate Durk in all three crimes. Not only is Durk being linked to the death of Lil Pab, but he's also tied to two other Chicago murders, with videos showing Jam's baby mom dying after Lil Durk noticed Jam wearing a wire during an Instagram live, where Jam can be seen adjusting his jacket while whispering into it.
I ain't gonna lie. That's my whole same thing. I ain't gonna lie. Feeling like back in the day. Oh,
check on your man.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, man. Hey, when I was growing up, I didn't have a day architect. I'm having a day. School's out now.
However, months before his arrest, Lil Durk was aware that Jam was acting suspiciously. It turns out Durk had been playing 3D chess all along. He knew Jam was going to cooperate with the authorities.
I see shit from a mile away. I don't think people realize that. I could have a conversation with you for 5 seconds and know you're cooperate.
Durk later opened up about it, saying he doesn't even let his friends know where he lives and shares no personal info with anyone. It's clear he's hurt knowing Jam snitched on him.
Nobody ever allowed him out. It be our best friend never been allowed.
For real?
I promise.
Your best friend?
I promise. Like, it's people like I just don't allow around my girl and my kids, because it's like I'm just a different type. I'm not the have family night at Durk house tonight.
Say everybody at Durk's school.
Yeah, we gotta everybody being watched. Watch everybody. Hey, you go too. Hey, they go too close to them kids. What to do? Like, that's how I play. Like, I don't play.
Just a reminder, Jam is the same guy Durk gave $50,000 to during that Instagram live. But what really stands out is the people in the background of that live stream. It's a detail worth paying close attention to.
What's the name? Steady crying, huh? He's steady crying. Feed him. Look.
In the middle of big mama, see that?
Feed him.
Baby. That's really how y'all hold y'all babies. I gotta hold my money like this. It's too much. Crazy though. I'm sitting up there doing all this. Sneak this and internet games and all this. I'm some money to do something. Like, we winning, bro. I can do it. Whatever it is I want to do, I can do it. Not what I want to do, what I want. Y'all can do that, bro.
Bro got out what?
You know that
Haven't you did all?
The years I did it now?
Yeah. That's what it be. 12. That boy popped out 12 years. Man, so much money. We really just get in order to pick out lanes, man, boy.
The feds looked into the people in the background of that IG Live and found they were the same men who went jewelry shopping with King Von, and also the ones who traveled to Los Angeles to carry out the crime for Durk.